Hey Commanders fans, get ready, because today we have exclusive news about our team, and you can't miss a single detail. So take advantage and subscribe to the channel. Activate the bell to receive everything firsthand, and, of course, leave a like to strengthen our support and show that there are only true fans here. Our commitment is to always bring you the latest updates, news, and everything that goes on behind the scenes at Commanders. So without further ado, let's check out today's news. Commanders could replace Bobby Wagner by stealing the NFL draft. Kane Madano could be the future of the Washington Commanders linebacker room. Bobby Wagner is still one of the best linebackers in the game today, despite being a 34-year-old leader for the Washington Commanders. That doesn't mean the Commanders are foolish to look for potential replacements for the veteran. After a successful first season in Washington, Wagner is looking to extend his career as much as possible. The Commanders will give him that. They'll also have a replacement ready in the wings. While the Burgundy and Gold team only made 5 picks during the 2025 draft last week, one of those picks was for an off-ball linebacker. UCLA linebacker Kane Madano was selected with the 205th overall pick in the 6th round by Washington. It was a pick that has been universally celebrated ever since. The Athletic's Dane Brugler explained this week why Madano could be one of the bargains in the entire draft class. The Commanders are set at linebacker for 2025, but Madano will provide much-needed depth, and I'd bet he'll make a name for himself as a rookie special teams player, Brugler wrote. Can we predict Madano is the next Wagner? That's a stretch, but Washington has done a good job of finding high-end diamonds in the rough over the past 2 years. That's a testament to its new regime, which has transformed the organization seemingly overnight. One way to continue that success is to find quality players who can develop aging veterans. That's exactly what the Commanders hope will happen with Madano and Wagner going forward. Could the Commanders pursue RB Nick Chubb? Are the Washington Commanders finished adding to their backfield? The team did a lot of research into running backs ahead of the 2025 NFL Draft, spending a 7th-round pick on Arizona's Jackery Krosky-Merritt. What if Washington wanted more? What if the Commanders had pursued one of the NFL's elite running backs over the past 7 years? Nick Chubb is a free agent. At 29, Chubb is coming off back-to-back seasons in which he has played a total of 10 games. In 2023, Chubb suffered a torn medial collateral ligament, MCL, and an injured anterior cruciate ligament, ACL. After starting the 2024 season on the physically unable to play list, Chubb returned, played in 8 games, and then sat out the year again with a broken foot. Chubb is healthy now and wants to play. The Browns moved on, spending 2 draft picks on running backs, including an early 2nd-round pick, Quinshon Judkins. Someone will sign Chubb, likely before training camp, or after a team loses one of its running backs to injury. Back to the Commanders. Are they a legitimate option? Washington wants to run the ball. Last season, the Commanders were one of the best rushing teams in the NFL, but that was mostly due to the phenomenal skills of quarterback Jayden Daniels. As the season progressed, Washington's running backs became less effective. Part of that was due to the defense, and part to the offensive line. The Commanders upgraded the offensive line, trading for Laramie Tunsil and drafting Josh Conerly Jr. in the 1st round. The top 4 running backs from last year return, and the Commanders also have Krosky-Merritt. Back to the Commanders. Are they a legitimate option? Washington wants to run the ball. Last season, the Commanders were one of the NFL's best rushing teams, but that was largely due to the phenomenal skills of quarterback Jayden Daniels. As the season progressed, Washington's running backs became less effective. Part of that was due to the defense and part to the offensive line. The Commanders upgraded the offensive line, trading for Laramie Tunsil and drafting Josh Conerly Jr. in the 1st round. All 4 of last year's top running backs return, and the Commanders also have Krosky-Merritt. Commanders linked to surprise reunion as Sam Cosmi injury looms. The Washington Commanders' offensive line will have a much different look next season. Adam Peters has revamped the unit through the draft and trade market. The team will also initially be without right guard Sam Cosmi. Cosmi suffered a torn ACL in the NFC divisional round against the Detroit Lions. He is expected to miss most, if not all, of the 2025 season, prompting one analyst to tease an emotional reunion with a former All-Pro in Washington. Commanders linked to emotional reunion with Brandon Scherff. Sterling CA of Pro Football Network thought Brandon Scherff would be the perfect stopgap until Cosmi is ready to return. That would leave second-year pro Brandon Coleman competing with Nick Allegretti for the starting left guard spot after the Commanders spent the 29th overall pick on Josh Connerly Jr. Brandon Scherff was a 5-time Pro Bowler in 7 seasons as Washington's right guard. With the status of the position up in the air after Sam Cosmi tore his ACL in the divisional round, it's possible Scherff could return to his original team for a second stint. Signing Scherff wouldn't necessarily eliminate Brandon Coleman, who could compete with Nick Allegretti to start at left tackle. It would raise the bar at right guard for the year if Cosmi can't return. Given how much Washington has already invested in improving Jaden Daniels' supporting cast this offseason, it makes sense to ensure the offensive line isn't short-handed. On the interior, Sterling C. Scherff came to DC with the reputation of being the 5th pick. He exceeded expectations, making the interior a force to be reckoned with during a difficult few days for the organization. Unfortunately, as with most high-performing players in previous regimes, he was out at the first opportunity. A high-dollar move to the Jacksonville Jaguars followed. Scherff had some good moments, but this was yet another toxic environment in a struggling franchise. The veteran was not brought back by the AFC South club in free agency and remains without a home. Much will depend on the value involved, but this wouldn't be a bad option if Peters believes more is needed in protection. Keeping star quarterback Jaden Daniels out of trouble is crucial. The Commanders may be happy with the options available, but Peters is keen to increase competition and find improvements. Scherff may also welcome the prospect of returning to where he started, and he'd be surprised at how unrecognizable the atmosphere is compared to the one he left behind. Cosmi is one of the best right guards in the league, and will be sorely missed if a suitable replacement isn't found. Scherff's excellent production last season, he didn't have a sack in 2024, makes him a valuable candidate if Peters isn't fully sold on his current options.